Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another Super Board Commentaries. I am your host, DruoxTheShredder, and this is the blue team, Guan Yu, Thor, Ra, Amir, and the super secret, just made god Aphrodite. I'm just kidding, it's Xbalanque, that's right. Let's go over to the red team, see what they've got going for us this time. We've got Abacus, Sobek, Ao Kuang, Honor, and Wukong. Out of the two teams, looks like the red team is probably the tankier of the two, though Thor can be a little bit tanky, so they're pretty even with tankiness if Thor goes tanky. However, if Thor is going to carry, which he looks like he's going to try to do, he will not be tanky. Hopefully we'll see lots of ganks from this Thor. Odd. Ymir just going for his active abilities instead of any items. I don't even see a Vanguard on him. There it is. There's that Vanguard. Everybody's got their items now. Honor opting for boots instead of active abilities. Sobek going for a standard tank build. Bacchus only buying one of his two active abilities. And that one active ability will be Hand of the Gods, which is basically this SMITE's version of SMITE, if you will. But instead of it only being on one enemy, it does damage. It doesn't tell me how much damage, but the good news is it'll automatically kill the Fire Giant or Gold Fury if they are at or below 10% health. So if you memorize at what point 10% of their health is on their visual life bar, you will be able to slap that shit down and secure the buff or Gold Fury as needed. And now, for the first time in all of my commentaries, there's a gank at the blue buff. Red team taking the initiative here and saying, you know what, I'm so sick of everybody just taking their buffs like some kind of bitch. Stuns going off left and right, but mostly front and center. Sobek and Wukong keeping them away from the blue buff. There will not be as much harassment coming out of both of these teams, because by getting that gank done, since they didn't get the blue buff in the process, they don't have blue buff. So now they have a lot less sustain with their mana. Sobek actually hurts a little bit with his attacks. His auto attacks are doing a bit of damage. That was pretty exciting. I haven't seen people try to gank each other at a buff like ever. Only other time I saw that was during Maddie or Pocket Maddie stream, or Maddie Pocket or whatever the hell he calls himself. Looks like Xbalanque gets taken down in the right hand lane. Blue team one man down already. We're not even 5 minutes into the game, but he's up against an Honor Bacchus, which is one of the strongest CC combos you're gonna fight. And Xbalanque is going to retaliate by getting an Aegis. Guan Yu gonna run away, like any self-respecting Guan Yu would do, when his damage is dead. Speaking of damage, this Ao Kuang, look at him, look at how much HP he has, and look at how much HP Ra has. Need I remind you that Ra has a heal? Also, if you would like to take turns at uploading videos of you pronouncing Ra's screen name, I heavily endorse that idea. Looks like Guan Yu is still low, almost dead, but it doesn't look like they're going to tower dive him, but that doesn't mean he's completely safe. Honors 2 does a lot of damage and goes through targets. So he can hit more than one target with that if one of those targets are minions. So you're not safe behind minions is what I am saying. Looks like somebody got caught over here. Ymir trying to keep him from running, but Thor not really able to capitalize at the moment. He doesn't really have a lot of mana. However, Honor gets taken out by the Xbalanque, and so does Wukong. Wukong getting taken out by Thor, and it looks like Sobek may follow suit if he's not careful. Sobek throwing the Ymir, trying to get him underneath the turret, but Ymir dodges that and throws up a wall like a pro. Good wall. The way how that wall saved him is one of the reasons why I condone maxing wall as soon as possible. Guan Yu finally getting taken down by the Bacchus. It was only a matter of time. He refused to go back, and you know what happens when you refuse to go back against a Bacchus? He gets to level 5, jumps on you, and ults, and then you die. Speaking of people with way too little HP, this Xbalanque really should think about getting back, and he does, and now he's out. And I said he does twice because he thought about going back, and then he went back, so that's he does think, and then he does do. If you will. Here comes red buff for the honor. That's about it. Nobody really fighting anymore. Now they're just pushing their lanes. Honor really took his time getting that buff. Looks like he's going to jump over the wall, and he's going to slam him into that wall. Getting slowed, getting hurt. Oh boy, I don't think that heal's going to save you, sir. And it does not. Honor not even having to use his ultimate to burst him down. What a high amount of damage coming out of that Honor already. And he has very little built. But those boots do have a little bit of damage on him. They give him 20 physical power. So he's got some good damage going for him. Honor, pretty strong, especially when you lane him with anyone with a stun, but Bacchus is a great stun to lane him with because Bacchus is so difficult to stop. And he has a very strong initiation. And when Bacchus stuns, he can throw his pillar behind him, and then they die because they get double stun. And you just sit there while Honor uses his ultimate, and you can't even get out of the way because of the slow. Looks like they're going in from behind in the right-hand lane. This looks like a fight. There's some stuns going everywhere, and a Guan Yu ult, that's going to probably secure the kill for Xbalanque if he's not careful. This Honor trying to get out of there, using his ultimate to try to burst somebody down, but nobody's going to die from this. Good escape by the Honor. Sobek gets taken out by Thor, probably used his ultimate. Yeah, he did, based on the thing that was spinning in his hand. So he ulted and killed Sobek with the burst. Xbalanque gets taken out. He was way too low. Trying to chase down that Honor, just couldn't catch him in time. And what can I say? Bacchus has a lot of damage. If you can't get the kill immediately, just back off, dude. You only get to go in once. You know, I say you never commit more than 2 to 5 seconds to a kill. If you have to commit more than 5 seconds to trying to kill somebody, you've lost your chance. The only thing I don't like that this Ao Kuang did was he wasted his ultimate. He could probably be using it right now to try to kill this Thor. Thor trying to back inside of the buff and fails. Not a bad idea, because it is the Gold Fury. He probably should have just backed near the Gold Fury so that when Wukong hit him to try to kill him with his overhead smash, he would have hit the Gold Fury, aggroed it, then Thor would have hit him once because he had enough time to do it, to maybe throw a punch or two. And then the Gold Fury might have finished the Wukong off, gotten him a kill for a kill there. Xbalanque using his ultimate, as always, whenever the opportunity arises. And the opportunity certainly did arise there. Speaking of opportunities arising, it looks like Honor getting another kill over here. Oh my gosh, what an ultimate that was. And there was nothing that Xbalanque could have done to get out of that. Guan Yu thinking he's a bit more tanky than he actually is, and this Honor is just absolutely taking his face and saying, this is my face now, and wearing it like he should wear, and he's very proud about his new face. He's got a few new faces. This Honor is probably going to be very fed and going to be a game-breaking element for his team because he has lots of damage. And he's only got 2 items, man. And he just got 3 kills, I do believe. So that's going to be pretty bad for the enemies. He's got 4 kills total, but I think back there he just got 3 kills in a fucking row. It looks like Honor is setting up for a gank here. He's trying to time his jump for when... Oh, maybe not. Maybe Bacchus will initiate instead. Oh, he missed his stun. That's going to cost him the kill. And here comes a Guan Yu ult, trying to get the stun and damage off on this Bacchus. That's probably going to be the kill. Good ult by Ra, supporting his teammate, making sure that if he needs to get out of there, he has the choice too, because Bacchus is already dead. Oh, fail ult by fucking Ao Kuang, missing both targets. Would have been pretty epic if he hit the Shablanke. It would have stopped him completely from trying to get in there, but it did not. It missed everybody, and his tornado didn't really do anything. So, there's Thor, spinning around like a top, missing his stun like a noob, but he didn't miss his hammer, and that's going to net him the kill if he can catch up, which he can't, and that is a dead Thor. Turret diving without the damage to get the kill ends up with a death for Thor. Thor will not be carrying this game, needless to say. Blue team taking out the right enemy turret, while at the same time red team is pushing the blue left turret. So we will see what's going to happen here. Looks like nothing at all. Bacchus showed up to defend the right turret before it got too low, but it's at about half HP. That thing is going to die eventually. Red team going for the blue buff while they see a break in the action. They're not going to get this buff in time. Thor going to probably throw his hammer in to steal. Throw your hammer in. Why? I don't get it. He wouldn't throw his hammer in there. Yeah, his ult was off cooldown. There was no reason for him to be so... What the hell? Very interesting timing on that Aegis. But it ends up working out for him. He didn't have to pop his Aegis. He probably could have made it out of there without the Aegis' help. Now, Thor committing a little bit too much. Why the hell would he do that? He didn't even touch the Wukong, which is the less tanky of the two of them. Instead, he went after Sobek for some reason. Some people call that a brain fart. I call that a noob moment. Meanwhile, in mid, this is going on. Real exciting. There's a surrender vote, and Guan Yu gets taken out. Blue team really suffering a lot of losses here thanks to this honor and Bacchus. The Bacchus is pretty good. He's doing very well. He has a lot of damage. He has 3-1. He's doing very good for this game. Ymir just got killed by Sobek. You can't turret dive Sobek. Okay? Stop turret diving Sobek. I see it in all levels of play. High level, low level, mid level. Everybody thinks that they can turret dive Sobek. You can't. You can't do it. Unless you can kill him in one hit, or you can kill the turret in one hit. Don't go under turret when there's an enemy Sobek there. Speaking of someone who's a little bit overextended, here is the honor getting caught, and he uses his leap to dodge the stun. Good timing on the leap, but he's not going to be able to dodge the spin. And Thor going up to try to secure the kill. Oh, he hits his ult, but it doesn't do any damage because of Honor's Aegis. Honor throws up his pillar, but he isn't able to keep himself alive against the three of them. It was only a matter of time, to be honest. He should have ran with that much HP, but he did not, and he got killed for it. It's just that simple. Honor is going some penetration with an Executioner. 4 people on the blue team in the left-hand lane. They really want this tower, and they will take it if they stay there. However, Thor, thinking better of that, deciding to go mid because there are 2 red enemies hanging out there, and he's like, you know what, it would be pretty bad if they took mid turret while we're doing this. Bacchus going nuts. He's absolutely lost his mind. What the hell are you thinking, bro? Somehow that entire time didn't die. I don't even... Neither of them touched him. Neither of them touched him. That's odd. That Bacchus would have been fucking dead had they decided to kill him, but for some reason he intimidated them so much with his drunken visage that they decided it would be better if they did not. Meanwhile, Ymir getting caught by himself, but it's not really that big of a deal. He is Ymir. He can tank a lot of damage. He is known as a damage sponge, and he rightfully earns that nickname. Meanwhile, Ra trying to take out the left-hand tower for the red team, although technically if you're on the red team, that's your right-hand tower. But we're going to go by the blue team's view. That's the left tower for the red team, so we'll soon see what's going on there. Red team is down a tower. Blue team has all their towers, but barely so. And red team almost losing that left-hand tower, but they were able to get there in time to defend it. However, it was kind of a wasted effort. In Dota 2, when your tower gets that low, you're able to deny it so that your enemy team will not be able to reap the benefits of experience and gold from killing a turret. Honor getting caught here by Guan Yu and the Xbalanque, but I guess that they forgot that this Honor really hurts, and he kills them both. Thanks to his ultimate hitting both of them, he bursts them down and kills them. That is what Honor does. He goes, oh, you want to kill me? Well, watch this. And then you're dead. Left-hand lane, having a bit of a stalemate here. They both know that neither of them are going to be able to kill the other. Ymir goes in to test the waters and see if he could do something, but to be honest, he'd have to do that too a lot of times to kill that Sobek. Meanwhile, Ra looks like he's thinking of going over to left-hand lane and doing a gank, but then he goes, nah, maybe not, I'll go back. Blue team getting ready to push out on the right-hand lane. At the same time, red team is going after the blue buff over here. Pretty interesting. Looks like the Wukong was coming over to the left-hand lane for a gank, but then he decided to come in from the back to be extra stealthy so that no one will see him. As you can see, it's worked out just fine. Ymir had absolutely no idea he was there until he used a skill and came out of his invisibility. Xbalanque doing the classic backdoor maneuver where he kills a turret while you're pushing a lane, and that's unfortunate. Red team losing their left-hand tower thanks to that backdoor maneuver. Xbalanque getting caught though. He's gonna have a hard time getting away from these two. Sobek is able to close the distance and throw him back. Wukong is there, takes him out with a couple auto attacks, and that is the name of that tune, my friends. Looks like there was a small fight at blue buff over here. Guan Yu gets taken out. He just couldn't. He's just not tanky enough to be as aggressive as he is. He should be buying maybe a bit more damage and a bit more tankiness. He doesn't really have any magic defense except for what's on his Vanguard, which is 5. That's microscopic. He really should have thought of getting the tank boots at this point. His team is not in an advantageous position. There is no reason to have those boots of celerity in your position, but he's just not built in the same way as me. I would be a bit more tanky as a Guan Yu at all times. I like to be a bruiser because a Guan Yu that does a lot of damage and is hard to kill is probably the most annoying version of Guan Yu ever, because he has a lot of escapes, he has a lot of damage, and his ultimate is fucking annoying because as soon as he uses it, there's nothing you can do to stop him except run away. That's it. Thor just took 2 hits. See how much health he's missing? 2 hits from the Honor. Ugh. Damage. That's probably what Honor's name is actually derived from. It's derived from the Egyptian word for damage, which is honor. So that's why he does so much damage in this game. Mid lane looks like there's a bit of a fight going on. Honor doing what he does best and bursting people down to almost no HP. Ooh, nice escape, I was about to say, but it looks like he's about to get caught by Thor here. Double stunned, and now he has to try to run away. Oh, he shouldn't have turned when he did. That was not a good decision. Honor gets ulted on after he was stunned twice, and then Ao Kuang really had no choice but to die there. He was kind of stuck. Nothing he could do to stop that horrible event from happening. Mid lane looks like it's about to go down, and it does. I mean, 4 blues on 1 turret. Something bad's gonna happen to that turret. You're not gonna have a good time. Bacchus trying to size up his enemies. He's now tipsy and able to stun. You'll notice that he's glowing. That's what that glowing signifies. He's at least at the tipsy stage and can now add his special effects to his abilities. Wukong getting chased like any Wukong would be. However, now that he's in combat, his passive ability that makes him run a little bit faster is gone. Thor pops his sprint, chasing him down. And he died. I don't know how else to explain what happened, because that's what happened. Nothing real fancy there, no fancy plays. This Thor is not as impressive as previous Thors that I've seen that were jumping around and going around it back and going through walls and shit and ulting him from halfway across the map and landing it somehow. Guan Yu going after that speed buff. I don't know if he's going to take it because Xbalanque is there, and by default the AD carries always get first dibs on the buffs unless they say, hey, let's have the tanks get the buffs. At the same time, Honor, the AD carry on the other team, is having the same thoughts. Well, one of the AD carries on the other team. They also have Wukong, who is an AD carry, tankier. They're both a tankier AD carry, really. Honor probably the more damaging of the two of them, though Wukong is nothing to scoff at. In the left-hand lane, you'll notice that the blue minions are pushed way up, and Ra is coming to finish the job. He's gonna try to take this turret while there's a fight in mid. Speaking of fights in mid, they're fighting over this tower over here, and that tower is gonna go down. Oh my god, how is it not dead? Blue's Thor coming in, trying to take some damage off of this Wukong. Wukong jumps through the wall. Little does he know that Thor can get through walls, but for some reason his hammer's on cooldown. He must have used it immediately upon landing. Speaking of people getting their butts whooped, this Sobek, very low in his HP, and Xbalanque is running extra fast. You do not want to die to Xbalanque. You've got to get out of there, bro. He's going to use his dash to get away, and Xbalanque is going to use his dash to catch up. Oh! Oh, wow. Barely made it out. Great job, Sobek. They barely made it out of that. Luckily, he was able to secure himself from being killed by the Xbalanque. Thor takes out Honor in mid lane here. And that's about it. It was a quick fight, but I didn't want to miss out on that lovely escape by Sobek. Xbalanque not getting kills is a very good thing for your team if you're not on Xbalanque's team. Xbalanque with very few or no kills is so ineffective late, mid, and any point in the game because he's got nothing. Blue team taking the Gold Fury, sadly. Wukong not able to do much about that. For some reason, Amir throwing up a wall and then trying to back out doesn't look like that's going to end well for him, and he takes a whole bunch of damage for that. He will definitely have to go back at this point. Wukong coming into mid lane. Not going to harass the Guan Yu. Instead, he's going to focus on pushing. Guan Yu is headed towards the blue buff. He either saw Bacchus or said, nah, maybe I should go back to mid. It's getting pushed again. I got to make sure that there's pressure on this red team at all times. They're starting to fall behind. We have to press our initiative. Good on you, Guan Yu. You're not doing so well in levels, and your gold is really far behind, but you're not the worst on your team. I'm not going to name any names, but the Ymir makes you look great. But that's fine, because Ymir doesn't need to be fed. So, he should still be very useful in the fights. There's a big spinning slow by the Thor. Thor probably wishing that he had his hammer to secure the kill back there, but instead Ra secures the kill. And oh look, Honor using his ultimate to grab the buff for no reason, because if he dies he's not going to be able to use that. However, he gets away and throws up a pillar to keep the Xbalanque from doing much. Now Xbalanque has to run through that pillar to get away. When you run through that pillar, not only are you slowed, but you also take additional damage, and that's no fun. Guan Yu trying to finish off the Honor fails, but throws down a heal to keep his teammates alive a little bit longer. Sobek trying to throw the Thor underneath the turret fails, but gets back underneath the turret where he belongs. Ra trying to finish off Thor. You saw back there. He tried to chase him down back into the base, but Honor gets away with a nice little leap and gets over the wall and gets back into his fountain where he will heal up. There's still a big fight going on over here. 4 versus 2. It's going to be pretty intense in this lane if there is actually a fight. Sobek trying to throw the Ymir back into the tower, but fails. Now he has to get back underneath the tower, taking a lot of damage because of Thor's passive, which increases the damage done to his targets that are hit by his damaging abilities, like his stun, his 2, and anything else that he does that damages, like his ultimate, for instance. Ra trying to hit both of them with his ult, but he only hits the Honor, which does very little damage, surprisingly. You saw that. I think that there was some kind of glitch or something where it didn't do anything. Bacchus using his stun without having his tipsy bar up, or he just lost it in the middle of his burp, and so he did not get his stun going. Ymir doing a bunch of harassment damage, trying to take out this Honor, Nice leap by the Honor, dodging the damage from the Ymir ultimate, saving his life, and also securing a little bit of damage on the Ymir. Ymir using his wall to separate the enemy and their creeps and delay them from getting to him. That was a great fight, and I hope my commentary was able to keep up. It sounded like it did. I'm not absolutely sure. We will soon find out. There was a phone ringing in my house. I'm not going to answer it because that would be enabling the telemarketers, and they have an addiction, and I'm not going to enable their addiction by answering the phone for any reason. That would be unfair to them. They are trying to fight their addiction. They're doing the 12-step program, and it's not right for me to enable them like that. Bacchus almost dead, but I think he'll get away, but he won't. It's just that simple. Xbalanque showing up, I didn't even see him coming, but he was like, you know what, I'm not going to let you get away, Bacchus. I'm going to kill you with my leap, and he did. Guan Yu, probably the better one to be focusing right now. He is the less tanky of the two, but he has a lot of physical tankiness. Honor coming in and getting nothing, but the red team did get a kill on the Ymir. Thor coming in with his ult and nuking the Honor, destroying him almost immediately. Oh, almost getting the kill on that Ao Kuang, and then teleporting next to him, but he didn't have his spin. Sobek risking his life simply to get a creeping curse on the enemy. In the meantime, Xbalanque getting caught out by the Wukong. If you looked on the map, you would have seen it. Wukong just bursting him down and killing him. Wukong, for some reason, trying to go in. He has a lot of HP, yes, but there's also a lot of enemies there. And now he's getting ulted by Guan Yu, forcing him to use his Aegis, but he used it too soon. And the stun was activated on him, giving them a little bit of extra time to hit him, getting him out of the fight and back into base. Builds are looking pretty full at this point. Ra almost completely built. And Ao Kuang rushing to the Rod of Tahuti after his mana book, which gives him extra AP based on his total mana points. Probably should get a Warlock Sash at some point, Ao Kuang, if you're going to go for mana. Wukong really wants this Ra, but Ra says, no, I don't want to play today. I'm sleepy. I would like to take a nap instead. And so, he goes after the buff. Did he steal it? It looks like he did. But it doesn't matter because they both have red buff. Sobek, being a good tank and staying near the enemy, always good. And I'm not saying that sarcastically, that is where you want your tanks. He's got a sovereignty, but his teammates aren't really taking advantage of it because they aren't really staying together very well. Blue team is grouping up, trying to get a nice pincer surround formation on the red team, but the red team stops them. Thor using his ult. You saw him go up. Where is he going to land? There he is, coming right in on the Honor, taking him out almost immediately. The team is split up. Red team is just shitting the bed at this moment and walling around and then wallowing and rolling and swallowing and eating and drinking. The poop is just poop everywhere. There is just so much poop, I don't even know what to do with it. But at the same time, Thor's like, fuck your poop. I'm going to clean it up with this vacuum in the shape of the red buff of doom, otherwise known as the Fire Giant, which is like a red buff from hell, which gives you a lot more stats than just damage. They're trying to go for the Fire Giant buff, and they get it. The blue team is now in a very advantageous situation. Though they are a man down, they will definitely still be able to take on the red team 4v5 with the Fire Giant buff. Everybody dodged most of the damage that Sobek was putting out. Sobek gets stunned and killed. No big surprise. Red team abandons him, which is how it really should be. It's better to let the team get one kill than to go in and give them 4 to 5. If you're sure that they're going to win, which in that case, there was no doubt in anyone's mind that the blue team was going to succeed. And it looks like they're going to take this right red tower as collateral. Wukong making sure that their left-hand tower on the red team is not taken out in the process. But Ra pushing up mid, so 2 lanes are going to be pushed right now, but Wukong is going to try to stop him in mid. It's going to be 4v4 in this right-hand lane, but I don't see a fight starting anytime soon. They're biding their time. They're waiting it out. And that's good because they're one man down, and he's down for over 20 more seconds, which is an eternity in this game, I might add, when you're sitting there with nothing to do, hoping that the enemy team doesn't take out your Phoenix. But speaking of which, the Phoenix is dropping down in health rather rapidly. I hope that they can get there in time to stop them. Doesn't look like it. Bacchus uses his ultimate to try to do a little bit of damage. Guan Yu uses his ultimate to stun the Bacchus. Honor takes out Guan Yu. And that looks like the majority of what's going to happen. Ymir using his ultimate to try to kill the Bacchus, but Bacchus jumps right out of it. Bacchus doing very well at this point in the game with his play, making some good plays, but Thor making a very good play of his own with a great escape from all of that damage that was about to be laid upon him from the channeled ult from Sobek. Looks like some BM from that Ymir, trying to back right in front of the enemy. In the meantime, they're split pushing this left Phoenix, and it's been pushed pretty hard. Another technique that what the team is doing is they're killing the minions that are coming out back here, while other minions are all the way up there. And what will be nice about that is instead of having 2 to 3 layers of minions when he's on the Phoenix, he will have only 1 layer of minion. The Thor ult, once again, proving to be a fight-changing maneuver as he ults in on the Bacchus and kills him immediately with some quick burst. However, then he gets killed by the Sobek and Ao Kuang, and at the same time, Honor takes out the Xbalanque with his ult burst. Quite possibly after a stun. Throwing down his slow, trying to fight this Ra, hits his Aegis for some reason, but it buys him enough time for the Sobek to try to save him, and now Ra is trapped in this buff. I don't know why he went in there. Throws down his heal and takes out the Honor, who went back in for some unknown reason. I understand that you want to try to get a kill with your low health because, haha, look at me, I had 2 health when I killed you. Not even close, baby. But sometimes it's better to just leave. I mean, he got out of there. He would have only had 7 deaths at that point. Would have been pretty nice for him. He's not losing any stacks by dying, though. That's the good news. At least he's not building any stack items. The red team has got buffs. They've got items. They have a lot of gold. But the blue team is still really far ahead. 6,000 gold is really far ahead. Blue team might have had thoughts of getting that gold fury, but now they're probably going to focus on trying to keep lanes pushed and defended. Blue team still has a lot of turrets, but there's no turrets in their left-hand lane, and Wukong is going to capitalize on that, try to go after their Phoenix. However, looks like Sobek's about to get caught out, but nothing's going to come of that. They're going to switch focus all the way down to this Wukong over here, who is pushed out really far, and now Xbalanque ultimate, keeping him still for a second. What the hell was Thor doing? Thor ulting all the way back there for some reason. Probably not going to get involved in this kill, but his sprint makes it so. And he sits there and tries to get a last hit with 1 attack, trying to get that kill steal, or secure, if you want to be sarcastic about it. But that was a literal kill steal in the most rude fashion, using just an auto attack at the last second to try to get in that last hit. But this little fight here between Sobek and Xbalanque ended with nobody dying. If you look on the blue team, there's a whole lot of Nemean Lions. And Walls of Absolution are nice as well. Ra going for tanky Ra. Awesome. Awesome build. I don't agree with the gem, however. I understand that you like the slow that the gem provides to all of your abilities, but your 2 is plenty in most fight scenarios. Honor gets burst down by the 4 of them. I mean, did you really have any doubts that he was going to die when you saw that there were 4 blues around him? It's just, there are certain things that are going to happen when you got 4 blues on you and you're red. One of them is death. And that's what happened to Honor. Honor building pretty well. He has a lot of penetration. I've seen a lot of people doing the fuck it, I'll just do all the penetration build, where instead of building either an Executioner or a Titan's Bane, they go, fuck it, I'll do both. Speaking of fuck it, this Thor said fuck it, I'm going for a kill. And now he may or may not be paying the price, but it looks like he's not because Bacchus's burp was down. So he wasn't able to just jump and then burp and kill him. Thor getting lucky, but Thor has a lot of mobility. He's very difficult to kill because of his mobility. And if he just gets a little bit tankiness, which he doesn't have, but he does have the lifesteal, which can keep him alive as long as he has stuff to hit. Ooh, nice wall. Did you see that wall? If you don't know what that wall was doing, allow me to explain it. Sobek has a pull that throws people behind him. Amir saw him going for that pull, and he threw a wall at just the right time so that when Sobek tried to throw the guy behind him, the wall stopped him. So he didn't essentially get caught out, although he did get caught. Ao Kuang getting ulted on by Thor. Look at that burst. Holy shit. Bacchus gets taken out. Needless to say, Red Team not looking like they're in a good situation right now. They aren't in dire straits, but they're certainly not in the advantageous position that they want to be in. Not sure what this Honor's doing. He's getting ready to maybe try to steal. Wukong is pushing their right lane. Wow. They killed that fire giant super fast. Honor shouldn't use that jump so soon. Should have waited for the wall. He's using his Aegis, but he used it way too early and ended up getting killed by the Ymir ultimate anyway. And at the same time, Wukong trying to take out the right-hand lane tower and Phoenix, while at the same time the entire fucking blue team is in their base. Not that there's anything that Wukong could really do in his scenario. They're going to be taking out all of the Phoenixes, I would think. With a Ymir on their team, there's no reason for them not to. And what that'll do is the less towers and Phoenixes you have as a team, the less powerful and tanky and damagey the Minotaur becomes. And the weaker he is, the easier he is to kill. The easier he is to kill, the more likely you will end the game when you do something like this. Blue team trying to defend, but... No, not blue team. Red team trying to defend, but blue team just proving to be too much. And that's the game, baby. Hard to believe that there were still people that were level 16 in that game. Alright, let's see who is still level 16. Where is that guy? The Bacchus. He only died 6 times. Why was he level 16? I guess his gold kind of reflects that. He wasn't really farming so much. But he shouldn't be. He's a tank. He's not really a farmer. However, their Ymir did very well with farm, and he was very tanky. As you can see, he got some big magic defense with the Stone of Gaia, which gives him a passive regeneration of all of his health, and he does have the highest health in the game. It's a very viable item on him. Hide in the enemy line to keep him alive against the Honor and the Wukong. When basically think of this as a Thorn Mail. And if you play Dota 2, it's a Thorn Mail that you don't have to activate. He's got his reinforced boots, baby. Always like to see those in any game. I like to use the boots to be one of my first items personally. I don't really like the Vanguard. It only gives you 5 of each protection. It's absolutely stupid. You get a lot more with level 2 boots than you do a level 3 Vanguard. Yes, you get less damage done to you, but with 5 magical and physical protection and 5 reduced damage, I mean, what's the fucking point? Here's the home screen, and I'm going to bed. Bye.